Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. My name is Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning. It's Wednesday's edition, December the 9th of 2015. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Beginning with Thailand moves forward. The Prime Minister of Thailand has affirmed that the Cabinet has always thoroughly reviewed all draft laws presented to it. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said his one concern is the problem of how to make everyone understand what the government has been doing for the country, particularly the proposal of new laws. The Prime Minister's comments were in response to reports of opposition against the government's progress in drafting a new energy law. General Prayut added that all feedback in the laws which the current government has proposed stemmed from work conflicts. He stated that the Cabinet has reviewed all draft laws carefully before presenting them to the National Legislative Assembly, where 3 readings must take place before any draft is passed into an effective law. Regarding the energy law that was at the center of a new round of debate, the Prime Minister said that he is worried the country will have energy problems in 5 or 6 years if nothing is done to address this issue. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has affirmed that investigators are constantly looking into the fraud allegations against the Ratchapak Park project while warning political groups against using the matter to stir social unrest. Government spokesperson Major General Sansern Kao Kamner disclosed that Prime Minister Prayut gave explanations during the Cabinet meeting in regards to the recent interception of a group of student activists on their trip to Ratchapak Park in Hua Hin. Based on investigations, the Premier indicated that the students did not sincerely wish to seek factual information behind the construction of the park, but were indeed intent on staging a political gathering. The Prime Minister stressed that a probe has been launched to investigate alleged corruption and asked all sides to allow the case to be handled in due process. Should anyone be handed penalties for holding political activities in the park, the Premier said they would have to take responsibility for their own action. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan pointed out that the reason behind the apprehension of the students was to avert possible clashes between the group and others who had differing views. He thus demanded that all factions cease any disruptive operations. The Cabinet has approved the construction of the Orange Line of the MRT subway, as well as an action plan for the development of Utapao Airport as the country's newest commercial airport. Deputy Government spokesperson Major General Wirachon Sukontapatipak made an announcement concerning the results of the weekly Cabinet meeting, saying approval was granted to the MRT Orange Line construction project.
Cabinet today approved construction of the Mass Rapid Transit Project, or the MRT Orange Line, from Thailand Cultural Centre in Ratchadapisek Road to Myeonburi. The project will cover a total distance of 21.2 kilometers with 7 elevated train stations and 10 underground stations. Staying with transport infrastructure, the Cabinet has also approved an action plan for the development of the Utapao Airport to become Thailand's 3rd commercial airport, linking with Suvarnabhumi and Dongmueang international airports. The action plan is divided into 3 phases to be carried out from 2015 to 2020 onward. With the expansion and renovation of the airport's facility and services, it is expected that Utapao Airport will be able to accommodate more than 3 million passengers per year, as well as cope with aviation growth in the future, especially with the onset of the AEC. Turning to the matters of the drought forecast for 2016, the Cabinet today acknowledged the report on the country's water management situation for the upcoming drought season. The report covers an analysis of the amount of the water left in the reservoir across the nation, management plan for irrigation from the Chao Phraya River and other reservoirs, and a situation report on the impact of the drought on rice cultivation in the Chao Phraya River area.
Moving on to our next story, doctors are advising participants of the upcoming Bike for Dad event to train themselves by exercising regularly in order to prevent injuries. Meanwhile, security measures will be in place during the mass bike event. Royal Thai Police Chief Police General Jaktip Chaitinda discussed security measures for the Bike for Dad event with related authorities through a video conference, reiterating that security must be tightened for all participants. He added that all related security officials must be well prepared for all situations. The event scheduled for December 11th will be held to commemorate the auspicious occasion of His Majesty the King's 88th birthday anniversary. Meanwhile, Department of Health Director General Dr. Wachirapeng Chan advised participants to train for the mass bike ride. He added that cyclists should wear helmets in case of accidents and wear sunglasses to protect against wind and dust. He further advised participants to stretch for at least 5 minutes and get at least 8 hours of sleep prior to the event. Meanwhile, Chinese Ambassador to Thailand, His Excellency Ning Fu Kuai, met with Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha to show support for the Bike for Dad event by giving 99 bikes to Thailand. The Prime Minister thanked the Chinese Ambassador for the gesture, a move that further supports friendly relations between the two countries. Registered participants of the Bike for Dad event in various provinces continue to receive royally granted T-shirts and other items. Ministry of Public Health Permanent Secretary Dr. Sopon Mekton has officially received a Bike for Dad T-shirt, wristband and pin that have been royally granted by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn. The Ministry of Public Health and related agencies such as the Army, police, universities, private hospitals and foundations are ready to provide medical support in 77 provinces. Meanwhile, locals in Sukhothai who have registered for the Bike for Dad event continue to receive royally granted T-shirts and other items as well. While locals in Pattani are gathering for a third day now to receive their royally granted Bike for Dad T-shirts, with at least 4,000 people showing up. Registered participants, which amount to 6,021 locals, have until tomorrow to pick up their royally bestowed gifts. Various places are now prepared for the upcoming Bike for Dad cycling event on December 11th. So what is it like at Chulalongkorn University, which we know is the first stop over during the event? Well, NBT World Correspondent Kuntarin Angsakun reports.
Over the past month, Chulalongkorn University has been cooperating with organizers of the Bike for Dad cycling event to prepare the university as the first resting place when the event takes place. The Vice President for Academic Affairs, Chulalongkorn University, gives us more detail.
We are so honored to be chosen as the first rest place of the event. That we will be visited by His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, Her Royal Highness, Princess Pacharakitiyapha, and Her Royal Highness, Princess Suvarnawari Narirat. His Royal Highness, Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, will pay respect to the statue of the two kings, King Chulalongkorn and King Vajiravud, at our university. So it's a really great honor for Chulalongkorn University.
Chulalongkorn University is one of the important places for the Bike for Dad event.
Teachers, faculty members, and students of Chulalongkorn University will be in position to welcome the Crown Prince and the two princes, making their first stop at this resting point.
Our students, faculty members, and personnel will gather all along the route, right from Patumwan intersection to the entrance of Chulalongkorn University. And when they come into the university, we will be there, all of us. There will be cycling past the Faculty of Architecture, our University Museum, and the Center of Arts and Culture before making a stop at the auditorium.
The Crown Prince and the two princes, along with members of the public and participants in the cycling event, will pay their respects to the statues of the two kings at this point before heading back to Prayathai Road and Samyan intersection, passing the university's Faculty of Science. Other important public figures will also attend the event, and Chulalongkorn University has prepared a reception hall at the University Auditorium and Sala Pragyeo to welcome the VIPs. Camera work by Suvishan Kaoyang. I am Tarin Angskun for NBT World.
The government is urgently searching for those responsible for leaked documents on the Syrian nationals suspected of having Islamic State or IS connections. Acting Metropolitan Police Commander, Police General Sarawut Kanpanit, said the results of a probe into the matter would be submitted to the Police Commissioner General by December 10th. Police General Sarawut said the documents might have been leaked during a document process within a national security organization. The acting commander said relevant officers had been asked about the matter and a committee had been set up to investigate it. Deputy Commissioner General of the Royal Thai Police, Police General Siwara Rangsi Pramnakul, said those involved in leaked confidential documents of the government were subject to disciplinary, criminal and civil charges. As for the Syrian nationals, Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan said the government had checked their background and confirmed they were not linked with the IS group. The 4 Syrian men detained by authorities are Abdul Aziz Aruk, Nafa Hassoun, Muyayad Hayati, and Hagob Kasabian. According to Deputy Spokesperson to the Royal Thai Police, Police Major General Piyapan Ping Mueang, authorities have already filed charges against the 4 Syrian nationals on grounds of overstaying their visas and are now in the process of deporting them back to Syria. Authorities also continue to tighten security measures in all parts of the country. The Office of the National Anti-Corruption Commission, or NACC, has held a campaign on International Anti-Corruption Day to raise awareness for corruption suppression and transparent practices. Anti-graft activities in the country are being held under the theme Transparent Thailand. The NACC campaign hopes to inspire people to speak out against corruption for the benefit of the Thai society. Activities scheduled in the morning included an academic debate on the subject of bribery and a performance by the Thammasat Chinese Opera. Later, a formal opening ceremony was chaired by General Prem Pinsulanon, head of the Privy Council, who gave a keynote speech on transparency in Thailand. Meanwhile, Minister attached to the Prime Minister's office, Mom Luang Panadda Disakun, urged all sides, especially the public and government officials, to contribute in anti-corruption efforts.
Perhaps Thai people need to look at a role model, anyone who can be the greatest model for us, so children can follow him in doing good deeds for the society and for the country. As today, the President of the Privy Council, General Prem Pinsulanon, came and gave a special lecture. We are all most grateful to his address. So Thailand, in another way that if I should say, public servant also should doing good deeds to be the role model for the country.
Thailand last year was ranked 85th globally out of 175 countries on the Corruption Perception Index. And that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. We'll now take a short break, but let's first have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices. We will be back with ASEAN and international news. Stay with us.
maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. First among them, to uphold the three pillars, the nation, religion, and the monarchy.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Back. This is Newsline. Now, with the integration of the ASEAN community at the end of this year, not only are ASEAN member countries preparing for a new era of regional cooperation, but official dialogue partners are getting excited about the new economic landscape. Kun Panotsi Sinsap has a story.
The long-awaited integration of the ASEAN community is finally at hand. The integration of nations will result in a single market and production base valued $2.4 trillion, along with increased competitiveness and the promotion of equitable economic development while further integrating ASEAN into the global economy. In order to synergize the region's markets and production hubs, there must be a free flow of goods, services, investments, capitals, and skilled labor. Proponents argue that if the integration succeeds, the region could become the fourth largest economy in the next few years. With so many opportunities and so much happening in ASEAN, many other nations would like to be trading partners with the community. The Republic of Korea, an ASEAN Plus 3 or ASEAN Dialogue partner, for example, is now eyeing ASEAN with much interest. Organizations such as the Korea Foundation and the ASEAN Korea Center are currently working to connect the people of Korea with ASEAN. The mission of the Korea Foundation is to promote better understanding of Korea within the international community and to increase friendship and goodwill between Korea and the rest of the world through various exchange programs. Meanwhile, the ASEAN Korea Center also has a vision of Korea as a key player in building a lasting and genuine partnership between ASEAN and the Republic of Korea. The center has an ASEAN library, where the public can learn more about ASEAN, read books written in the local languages, and the library is also available for booking to organize ASEAN-related activities, and it's available for all for free.
You know, the Koreans are getting more interested in ASEAN and ASEAN member countries, but I think many of them do not know much about ASEAN member countries. So I'd like to carry out some programs which could to help Koreans get better understanding of Korea, the ASEAN culture, and ASEAN, the people.
His Excellency Ambassador Kim also said he believes these activities will have had a significant effect in bringing ASEAN-Korea relations to new heights, resulting in a stronger and a more mutually beneficial partnership. For NBT World, I'm Panotsi Sinsap in Seoul, Korea.
head of the Chinese delegation at the UN Climate Change Conference, has said that China will attempt to solve the issue of haze by restructuring key areas of industrial development and continue to make a significant global contribution to tackling climate change. Shui Zhenhua, head of the Chinese delegation at COP21 Climate Summit, made the remarks when replying to reporters from French television at a joint news conference held by the basic countries, namely China, Brazil, India, and South Africa. As large areas of northern China experienced strong haze in recent days and Beijing issued its first ever red alert for air pollution, Xie said it is clear what needs to be done. He said China needed to transform its development patterns and adjust the economic, industrial, and energy structures accordingly. He added that China will address the pollution issue on its own terms. And that's all the time we have for today's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us. As we end the program, we take you to the Pulanka National Park to have a look at the magnificent scenery right there. I'm Chulapan Sanarula. We'll see you tomorrow. Sawasdee ka.